Assetto Corsa Competizione, the sim racer's sim, full of impressive little details like licensed Blancpain Endurance series cars, accurate brake temperature modelling, and authentically glimmering headlights. Also, it just sounds cool, doesn't it? What's that you're playing? Just Assetto Corsa Competizione. Being such a realistic sim though, a clean lap is often harder to pull off than a convincing Italian accent. Sorry, Nonna. And while we're best off leaving the latter to Shadow's own Italian stallion, Enzo Benito, we can offer a few pointers on this sim that'll get you hooked up and driving some purple sectors in no time. There's some incredible attention to detail in this game, and it even extends as far as simulated brake disc and pad temperatures along with tyre degradation. And that's great for when you want to get as close to the real thing as possible, but when you're just getting used to the cars and tracks, it's best to turn these off. There are plenty of variables to worry about without shooting off into the sand trap because you forgot to pump the brakes on your outlap and generate some heat into them. Similarly, tyre wear can pull you out of the zone just as you're getting your eye for those braking points and lines through the trickier turns. One lap and you're stuck to the tarmac, the next, well, you're back in that same sand trap again, this time because your tyre compound expired and left you floundering. In short, turn off these in the options and whack them back on when you feel more confident with your driving.
Remember, there are realism presets too, so you can cycle between easier and more challenging experiences with just a few mouse clicks in the settings menu.
Here's another always relevant tip for sim racing: consistency. Assetto Corsa Competizione basically spells the word out on the HUD and then underlines it over and over and over again until you start paying attention to it, because yes, consistency is really important. Especially here in endurance racing, where victories are forged out of solid granite over hours and hours of racing. Pulling off one worldie for a minute and a half won't count for much in Blancpain racing, but keeping every lap tight and mistake-free will. So heed the game's advice when you start out and spend a bit of time just trying to keep your lap times consistent with each other. Even if they're not that quick, you'll be glad you did in the end. These gorgeous endurance models don't quite have an F1 car's downforce, but you can definitely add a lot more in setup if you want a nice, stable, grippy feel. Adding a lot of rear wing will do that, but it's important to keep in mind that it will also make the car more resistant to direction changes at high speed with a lot of air passing over that rear wing. So during fast corners you might need to come off the power or even dab the brake where you didn't need to with the default setup. But the trade-off is a friendlier overall handling feel while you're getting up to speed with the game.
If you don't feel like getting your hands dirty in the car setup just yet, you can try out the presets. Safe offers a balanced, easy-to-drive handling style at the expense of outright speed, and at the other end of the spectrum, aggressive makes the car twitchier and more demanding to stay in charge of, but it will produce the fastest hot lap times when you master it.
What you'll notice about this sim straight away is that it's not going to sugarcoat your mistakes. In other words, if you miss the braking point going into a corner or get your lines wrong, that mistake has been made. No amount of jiggling the wheel around in search of extra grip will save you. These are heavy machines with a lot of power in them, and just like their real-life equivalents, they can't shift their weight one way to the other in a microsecond. Beginners and even seasoned drivers from other sims will need to adjust their driving styles accordingly. Focus on smooth inputs on your steering wheel, minimizing adjustments through turns, and commit fully to the line you want to take. Moving the wheel around more will only lose you traction in the end. Right, that's 4 quick pointers to keep you on track in Assetto Corsa Competizione. Turn off brake temps and tyre wear, dial down that TC, listen to the game's advice, and add some wing if you're feeling skiddy. Then remember to keep it smooth and committed, and last of all, remember to keep things fun. Sim racing is about testing your limits, but it's also about having a laugh in ridiculous cars. Let us know your own tips for the game in the comments below, along with any other ideas for Assetto Corsa content you'd like to see. We'll be back with another video next week, so in the meantime, hit that thumbs up to show you care, subscribe to us and turn on those notifications to make sure you never miss an upload. We'll catch you next time.